Hi everyone. In this video I want to introduce you to a new product from Bloomsbury Professional, Tax Planner Interactive, developed exclusively for Bloomsbury by Parks. It's quite possible that Tax Planner Interactive is going to be unlike anything you'll have ever seen before in a tax product, so what I'd like to do is just dive straight in and show you what it does. Consider the following scenario. We've got a married couple, directors of a company, and unfortunately the marriage has come to an end and they're getting divorced. So if we jump in to this module here, you'll see we get a number of choices, and rather than present it as abstract tax concepts, it takes a very practical scenario-based approach, starting my client wants to ... So this particular example, we're going to say my client wants to buy out a shareholder on divorce using a company purchase of own shares. So let's go in and take a look at that module. The first thing we get is a background to the topic, explaining the reasons why a company might want to buy back its own shares in that particular situation. It explains some of the legal backgrounds, and it also makes the point that where there is an acrimonious divorce, it's likely that HMRC will accept that a purchase of own shares is for the benefit of the trade. So now that we've had a look at the background, let's go straight in to the fact gathering input page. Tax Planner Interactive works by asking a series of questions, and for each question we get some background. This is why we're asking the question. So the first question is the very obvious one. Is there any restriction or prohibition in the company's articles preventing a company purchase of own shares? So let's say no to that. Will the only issued shares remaining after the purchase be either redeemable shares or treasury shares? No, they won't. Are the shares to be purchased fully paid? Yes, they are. As you work through these questions, you can go back and review the background to the question. You can even go in and change the answer that you've given if that's what you need to do. As you can imagine, there are quite a lot of questions to ask about a topic as complex as company purchase of own shares. So what I'm going to do is skip ahead and complete all the questions, and I'll rejoin you in just a moment or two. Okay. So I've completed all the questions now, and as before, we can go back and take a look at the background information or change the answer as necessary. But now I've got a full set of answers. I'm sure they're complete and accurate. So what I'm going to do is submit my set of answers to Tax Planner Interactive. So now that we've completed the questions, we get the suggested tax planning page come up. The first thing it gives us is a summary of the facts that we've provided so far, and then it goes on to talk about how we can implement the particular planning opportunities here. So far, that's a terrific support to any practitioner to provide this framework to guide the practitioner through all the very complex steps and questions that need to be answered for the particular planning to be effective. But what's fantastic about Tax Planner Interactive is it doesn't just stop there. The next thing it gives us is a suitable letter to go out to the client, summarising the facts as we understand them. So if I go in and download that client letter, you should see we get something that will come up like this. Here's a letter that's now ready to go. We can send that out to the client once we've customized it to match their particular situation. Doesn't stop there either. I love this particular feature. It's having held our hand through the Q&A stage. It now provides step-by-step guidance of everything that we need to do, and at each stage someone in the firm can initial and date each step, so we have complete control over what's going on, and we can see that each step has been correctly and completely taken before we proceed. And of course this particular page is available for printing out. Also, it provides links out to a number of forms on the Companies House website, and it provides the draft resolutions that you might need if you do need to alter the company's articles. So if I click that link, let's go in and take a look at that form. Here we've got our draft resolution, which if we need it, we can fill this out. We've got the areas that we might need to customize in the form, and then that too will be ready to go. This next section here is something else that I love about Tax Planner Interactive. Even when you've completed all the steps and answered all the questions, there are still tips and traps that you need to be aware of on that particular engagement. So at each stage in the process, Tax Planner Interactive is guiding you to a conclusion, and then when you reach the conclusion, not only does it give you the letters and the forms you need, it's also saying, listen, you've got to be aware of this as well. So the first one here, HMRC can only accept that a payment for a purchase of a company's own shares should be treated as a capital payment if all the requirements of CA 2006 Part 18 have been met. The final thing that you get at the completion of the module are a series of links out to relevant information that you might wish to read as background, including of course the coverage of the point on the Bloomsbury Professional site. So let me just log in to look at that. So Tax Planner Interactive integrates nicely with the Bloomsbury platform, so that if you do need to go in and read the full background in tax planning, then it's that link straight through from Tax Planner Interactive. Now that you've seen what Tax Planner Interactive can do, it's just worth spending a moment or two looking at the coverage. The authoring team at Parks have been in business for more than 30 years, providing support to accountancy firms of every size, and that really shows in the topics that they've chosen to cover here. At each stage of the business life cycle, I'm sure everyone watching this is going to recognise the topics that are coming up here. My client wants to borrow to lend into their own new company in business startup, in growing a business. My client wants to transfer their sole trader or partnership business to a limited company. Again, all of these I think are going to be very, very familiar to all of our Bloomsbury customers watching this video. We've already had a quick look at dividing a business. Again, familiar, real life topics that come up time and time again. Similarly, leaving a business when the client wishes to pass the business on or to retire. Again, all of this stuff are matters that we'll have seen again and again over the years. I should make the point that we'll be adding new modules to Tax Planner Interactive in the weeks and months ahead. Also, a very important point, Tax Planner Interactive will be updated as and when changes happen out in the tax world. So you don't need to wait 6 months for a new book or a loose leaf to be updated. If the law changes or if a new case comes out, Tax Planner Interactive will be updated to reflect that as soon as possible. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this look at Tax Planner Interactive. I think it's a terrific product. I've never seen anything like this before, and I really hope everyone watching this will hop over to bloomsburytaxplanner.com and sign up for a trial. Thanks for watching.